Alright, today is the day I've been waiting for a long time now. Been without a drone here for a couple months, and the new Mavic 3 is being delivered out here to our office here in just a minute. It's going to be my first experience with the Mavic after using several variations of the Phantom the last few years, and really excited about it and can't wait to give it a test spin.
Alright, here's your tablet holder. And here's a Mavic 3.
Awesome. First look at the brand new released Mavic 3. It's going to take me a while to get used to calling this a Mavic. I've been saying Phantom for so many years.
No, it's really easy.
As long as you don't call it the Maverick like everybody else.
Maverick.
It's called a drum. Just call it a drum.
No, the Mavericks are side by side, and they cost about 10 times what this costs.
Yeah.
Anyway, before I open this, I'm going to give a shout out to Farm Space. Got the guys from Farm Space here who I've done all my drone business with over the years. They provide sales, support, most importantly service, and I've definitely utilized the service part because I tend to be hard on my drones.
No.
They're located in Friendship, Tennessee. Y'all interested in full support or full customer support on drones? Give them a holler. What's a good phone number to reach y'all at?
We'll just check the website at fss.ventures.
fss.ventures. Been like Christmas morning, unwrapping a present here. Alright, after unpacking everything and sorting through everything, I guess we're ready to begin review. Before that, I just want to state, I'm not a professional drone operator. I'm just a farmer from West Tennessee. I do have pretty extensive experience with the Phantom series. I think I've had 5 different Phantoms, going anywhere from the Phantom 3 Professional all the way to the Phantom 4 V2O. I've used an older Mavic Air a little bit too. So basically, we're going to be comparing my experience with this to those. So I haven't operated a lot of others. So when making your purchasing decisions, just keep that in mind. I'm going to give you an honest assessment of what I like and don't like about this drone. But again, I have limited experience with a bunch of different types of drones. All right, to get started here, what you see on the table is what is included in the Fly More package available for $3,000. Controller, drone, 3 batteries, battery charging hub, ND filters ranging from an ND4 all the way to an ND32. This is what is considered the portable charger. Plugs into any standard USB outlet. We've got several different cords here that connect the controller to your phone or tablet. Got 2 extra sets of propellers here, extra set of control sticks. This is the gimbal holder. To me, it looks more like a dog muzzle, but it is what it is. And also we got this carrying case here, which is really neat. Really looks like high quality. I mean, heavy fabric. Everything has its own compartment in there, and I really like this. And this actually got backpack straps, so it transforms into a backpack too. So looks like most all of this stuff is pretty high quality and really everything that you need to get started, except for one thing. There is no SD card included in this package. I don't know why. I mean, you're paying $3,000 for a drone. You'd think they could include a $20 or $30 SD card. Also, this drone uses the DJI Fly app, not the DJI Go app. The Fly app is more of I say it's a stripped down version of the Go app. I played around a little bit with it here while I was waiting for stuff to charge up. It's going to take some getting used to. I don't really like it as much as the Go app. I think the Go app gives you more options, more functionality. I mean, I'm just used to navigating it. I'm sure with time and experience, I'll get pretty good with this Fly app. But my initial impression is I don't care for the Fly app as much as the Go app. Now, starting out with the controller here, several things I like. It doesn't have any external antennas that can bang against stuff and get broke off. You got your control sticks, nice little storage compartment here. Keeps them from getting broke off. The controller has a pretty good ergonomic feel, feels solid and sturdy. And then one other thing that I do like about this controller, this switch here, you can go from tripod mode to normal to sport, which on the Phantoms, to go into tripod mode, which we use a lot out in the field, you'd have to tap on the menu and scroll through to get to tripod mode, whereas right here I can quickly select that switch and it's in tripod mode, which I like. Now that's where my likes of this controller end. For your device mount, you got this right here, which will only support a phone. No tablet can be supported. I did get this accessory here for my tablet, and I mean, it works okay. It's a little clunky, but now I can have my full size tablet here. But my tablet right now is dead, so we'll just leave this off. One other thing I do like about this controller is it comes with a supplied cord right here. See, and when you're transporting the controller, your cord is always in here, so you don't have to remember to bring an extra cord, or like me, not always having to hunt for an iPhone cord or whatever. Now, to get your device in here is kind of cumbersome. I mean, it's not too hard, but you can't necessarily do it with one hand like I could with my Phantom. Pull that out, then plug this in. Now, what I do like about this, notice I'm just on my home screen on my phone. Power up your controller, have it plugged into your phone, and it automatically brings up the app. You don't have to scroll through your menu or whatever. It automatically brings up the app. So I definitely do like that part. It makes it a little bit more speedy. Whereas you had to waste a little bit of time getting your phone into the holder. You plug it in and it brings up the app. So that does save a little bit of time there. And when we're shooting out on the farm and out in the field, generally we're trying to get set up to go real quick to get a specific shot or whatever. So anything that saves us setup time to actually get up and flying and taking video, I like. So once I get the phone in here, I mean, I like the way it looks and everything. It's just actually getting my phone mounted into the holder I'm not too crazy about. Now, these batteries here, supposed to offer, as advertised, I think 46 minutes of flight time. I think around 40 or 42 minutes of hovering time. That's significantly more than the Phantom. The Phantom I was running advertised, I think, around 30 minutes of flight time. In reality, about 22 to 24 minutes is what we got. So I'll test the flight time on these. The charging time, I went ahead and I've already charged one battery on this hub right here, and the hub right here definitely charges the batteries a whole lot quicker than the mobile charger here. I have not tested how long it took to charge with the mobile charger, but I have charged a little bit with it, and it is definitely a lot slower compared to the hub. But this battery right here was completely dead. No lights would even blink up from the factory. and it took right at an hour to go from 0% to 98% charge level. So not really a whole lot longer charging time than what the Phantom batteries that I was used to. An hour charging for 46 minutes of flight time, I don't think is very unreasonable at all. Now, of course, straight out of the box, there was a firmware upgrade. As soon as I powered all this up, there was firmware upgrades you had to do. I think 327 megabytes. Took about 10 minutes to get the firmware upgraded. We got one battery charged, and then we got the app installed on our phone. Had to go through all the different promotions, asking me if I want the DJI Care package, blah, 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 the offer tutorials, all the crap that I don't need. Took a few minutes to get through all that junk and get to the actual app and start playing around with it. But anyway, we've done all of that. We've charged one battery. I think it's time to take to the skies and see what this thing will do. All right, just a few hours ago when they showed up with this drone, it was drizzling, overcast. But anyway, the cold front has moved through, and beautiful day. We do have some wind picked up, which is probably picking up on the microphone a little bit. So let's try it out and see what the picture looks like. All right, guys, I'm back. I had to go put on my wireless mic because of the wind out here. Didn't want wind noise on the video, but anyway, one of the problems I knew I was going to have with this Mavic 3 compared with the Phantom series is the ground clearance with the legs. As you can see, you don't have much in the way of legs and ground clearance. So right now, I mean, right here we're on gravel, no problem at all. However, we're typically out in the field with these, and we have crop residue, grass, other stuff. So we got some grass right here. You can't take off right there. I mean, the propellers would be turned into a lawnmower. So definitely one thing I don't like about this. I know you kind of got to have it for the compact folding package, but it's definitely going to be a negative. Good Lord. But it's definitely going to be a negative we're going to have to work around. I think they do make leg extensions for this, so I'm going to have to look into that. All right, we got our drone here. Got a freshly charged battery. See 4 lights blinking on the indicator. And another thing I like about this drone over the Phantom is the battery. It's got a really positive feel on the engagement, whereas my Phantom, not necessarily so. Sometimes it just didn't want to engage good, and you get a warning on the screen that the battery's not installed properly. So I do like that part. All right, I think we're ready to go do some flying. Power up my controller here. The app automatically pops open. Shows we're at 97% battery time. Let's see what the time is. 2:13. Pre-flight check. Everything's normal. We are ready to take off. Got all my camera settings. All right, let's see what it'll do. All right, probably just another warning pop up. Check propeller installation. Just getting a guide on how to make sure it's all done. They're all good. Check complete. Finally, take off. All right, it's pretty windy out here. I'd say we got winds between 10 and 15 miles an hour with this cold front that just came through. All right, I just want to check and make sure the sensors are working correctly. Yep, that's as far as that's as close as it'll get to the building. All right. So I gotta say, just based upon what I'm seeing on my phone here, the video quality seems great. The gimbal is very, very stable. All right, we're getting a max speed of 33.5 miles an hour with the wind. Let's fly into the wind and see if that slows it down much. Now I'm recording everything in the normal DJI color, whatever. I'll probably normally record in D-Log to be able to do better color editing in Adobe Premiere, but right now what you're seeing is the normal color mode. All right, let's speed it up to sport mode. Let's see what kind of speed we get. Almost 44 miles an hour in sport mode. Now that's flying with the wind though. Let's turn around and fly against the wind. In sport mode, we're getting 33 miles an hour flying into the wind. Also, we do not have an ND filter on this right now. We're just using I've got the EV value set at -0.7, but everything else, shutter speed, ISO, all of that is set to automatic. All right, let's get a video of this maple tree in my front yard. All right, let's turn it to tripod mode, which is cine mode. That's slow speed. Very smooth controlling. Now tripod mode on the Phantoms, I think I was limited to about 5 miles an hour max, which trying to keep up with equipment in the field wasn't fast enough. So then you'd have to go to normal mode, which your control is not near as fine tuning. Now in this tripod mode, looks like we can get up to about 10 miles an hour, but still have real good control of the camera to make nice, even movements, which should allow us to keep up with the equipment in the field, but still be able, you know, considering I'm not a professional operator, still give me plenty of, you know, good fine control to get really smooth shots. All right, let's test the altitude. All right, here's the view at 1,000 feet, and I'm just taking a quick panoramic view and going to drop it right back down. Stunning quality. Very happy with the video quality. And the transmission quality from the drone back to my controller seems to be quite a bit better than it was over the Phantom model. Now I'm going to test out the range on it between the controller and the drone. We're in West Tennessee, so there's plenty of trees that can block transmission signal. So we're going to fly over to a neighboring farm that was just at the maximum reach of my Phantom controller and see if we can get a little bit farther with this before we start losing signal. All right, we're at the neighboring farm right here. We're showing 3 bars on the RC controller, and this was at the absolute maximum range of my old Phantom. All right, we're starting to lose a little bit of video transmission quality. So I think the distance between this controller and the Mavic compared to my Phantom controller and the Phantom 4 VTO, probably got a little bit farther realistic distance being able to control the drone away from where you're at. Not much farther. I'd say maybe 1/10 of a mile more. Of course, this is all dependent on conditions. The wind's blowing away from us, which might have some kind of effect on the radio transmission. So I definitely say you get a little bit of greater distance with this than over the Phantom. Maybe not significantly greater, but definitely a little bit better. Now we raise the altitude on up to 400 feet, and we're able to go out quite a bit farther. I'd say right now I'm about 2 miles away from my present location. All right, right now we're over 2 miles away from my present location, and video transmission is fine. We're flying at about 400 feet. And the control's fine, the video transmission's fine, with the wind blowing away from us towards the drone. So I think the range on this is definitely better than the Phantom. All right, I can still control the drone, I can still go farther away, but I don't want to push the limits on the first day. All right, flying back home into a pretty stiff wind. I'm really impressed with the gimbal. The gimbal is rock steady, whereas when faced with strong air resistance, the one on the Phantom just would not hold its position. It'd get a little jittery, might even tilt down, whereas this one is rock steady. This is the most smooth, fluid video I've ever shot with a drone. I mean, it's just absolutely beautiful. All right, I want to play around with the second camera on there, which is the zoom camera right here. Right now, the drone is a distance of 676 feet away from me. I'm right there in the center of the screen. All right, 676 feet away. Let's try zooming in here. Let me reposition a little bit. All right, that's zoomed in at 4 times right there. 7 times, reposition a little bit more. "14 times zoom, 28 times zoom. So it's looking zoomed in 28 times with the telescopic camera is a little grainy on what I'm seeing here on here. I don't know what the actual video is going to look like. I'm going to have to download the footage, but still the zoom capabilities are extremely impressive. Let's try playing around with the focus and see if that has anything to do with it. I'm just going to leave it on automatic focus. That's the better. And then zoom back out. So this is where we are. Right now, that's where the drone is. And then zoomed in. So definitely very impressive on the zoom capabilities there. All right, right here, we're just gonna try that tripod mode again, cinematic. See how steady I can be. Again, I'm not a professional drone operator by any means, and I got trees behind me that I'm worried about hitting. I don't trust the sensors when it comes to leaves on the trees. All right, the storage space on board the drone is already full. We were shooting everything at 4K 60 frames per second. Let's see, we're at 24% battery level. Like I said, we've been flying in high winds today. We've been in sport mode a lot, testing the altitude and the distance range of it. So, I mean, all of those are going to eat up battery pretty quick. I'd say really only about 10% of our flight time has been shooting under what I would consider normal conditions. So we're just going to let it hover here till it gets down to 20% and then land it. So just watching that gimbal, man, that thing is rock steady. You can see that wind really buffed in the drone a little bit there, but the image is, I mean, rock steady on my phone here. All right, that's at 19% battery level. Let's go ahead and land it. All right, we took off at 2:13. It is 2:35. So we got 22 minutes flight time out of that battery. We could have gone a little bit longer if we pushed the battery drain a little bit more, but I don't like to do that. So we got 22 minutes of flight time under extremely strenuous flying conditions. So not bad. I mean, we would only get about 22 to 25 minutes out of just normal flying conditions out of our Phantom. So we definitely got an extended flight time with the Mavic 3. Don't know if I'll be able to do we're going to have wind for a few days, so I don't know if I'll be able to test out the normal flight time before I make this video. But overall, I'm really impressed so far. So it's a little bit chilly out here. I don't have any on any sleeves. Let's get back here in the office and I'll do my final conclusions on this drone. All right, after sitting down and taking some notes just to get all my thoughts organized here, give a summary of my likes and dislikes of this drone. I start off with the good news first. I like that it's always got a cord with it right here. Never having to remember to bring a cord or hunt for a cord that works. It's always in there. I really like how this camera and gimbal is recessed up in the frame, gives you a little bit more protection in the event of an accident, whereas the one on my Phantom was just hanging down, and if you crashed, that was the first thing to go, and obviously that's the most expensive thing to replace. You know, almost the cost of a drone to get the gimbal and the camera fixed. So I like that added bit of protection there. Overall, the fit and feel of everything, I mean, it feels nice and solid and well made, which is what I would expect from my Phantom. Whereas my experience with earlier versions of the Mavic or Mavic Minis, it just kind of felt flimsy and cheaply made. But the fit and feel of this really feels good and solid. I love the carrying case here. Real heavy, really well designed, gives you multiple configuration options, carry everything you need out in the boondocks. I love the fact that we've got a longer flight time, even though we weren't flying under ideal conditions today. We were flying under very stressful conditions. We still had what I would consider definitely a longer flight time over the Phantom. I still really don't know the true capabilities of the battery, because we were strenuously testing out the drone today, but I was impressed with a 22-23 minute flight time under high winds and high speeds. The batteries, while they give you longer flight time, they really don't take any longer to charge than what my Phantom batteries did. I do love the option of the dual cameras here, the regular camera and then the telephoto one, even though we probably really won't use the telephoto one much for what we shoot. I still like the addition of it. You never know when you might need it. I love the fact that we don't have any external antennas on here like we did the Phantom controller. Less liable for damage, break off, or whatever. Gives it a more compact design, a better feel. The range on this thing, I love the range. We really didn't test out the full capabilities of the range, but the range definitely seems to be improved over the Phantom, which it already had a very good range. So when you're in the topography like what we're at, a lot of hills, tree lines, whatever, getting range for shooting far off, and the video transmission back to your mobile device, I thought was excellent. I love the fact that when you hook your mobile device up and power your controller up, that the mobile device automatically opens up the DJI Fly app, which can get you up and flying a little bit quicker there. I love the fact that this one now shoots 4K at 60 frames per second. It's actually got a 5K camera on it. My main holdup on switching to the Mavic series earlier was that the Mavic 2 would only shoot 4K at 30 frames per second, and well, we need 60 frames per second in order to do slow motion. So that's why we stuck with the Phantom series for so long. But now that limitation is removed, and this one gives stunning video quality at the resolutions and frame rates that I need. I'm really pleased with that. Now on to the bad news, what I don't like. Not a big fan of the phone holder here, or at least I'm not a big fan of actually getting my phone into the phone holder. Once it's here, it's fine and like it, but with it being spring loaded, it's just kind of cumbersome getting it in here. I can't do it with one hand like I could with my old Phantom controller. So really not a big fan of that. I don't like the fact that with what this comes with, you can't fit a tablet in here. You got to buy an extra accessory like this in order to be able to fit a tablet on here, which for $3,000, you kind of expect something like that to come with it. Not a fan of the DJI Fly app. Now, granted, I don't have very much experience with it. Functionality is okay. I just don't feel like that I've got all the options that I would like to. Switching between your different frame rates and trying to adjust shutter speed, your ISO, all that kind of stuff is a little bit more cumbersome than with the DJI Go app. And I haven't been through the complete menu or everything, and some of the stuff that maybe I'm expecting, maybe it's there and I just haven't found it yet. But I'm just not a big fan of the Fly app. Again, I'm 42 years old now, and in my advanced age, I've gotten to where I don't like change as much. So maybe that's part of it. But the Fly app just feels like a stripped down version of the Go app, and for me, I like more options, and I like easily accessible options. So my opinion on the Fly app may change with more use, but at this time, I'm just not a big fan of it. Again, not a big fan of the ground clearance here. You say, you can take off from pavement fine, you can take off from gravel fine, but anything other than that, got to figure, I don't know, might have to carry a bucket around with me or a flat pad or something. I'm probably going to look into some leg extensions for this. So out of the box, for where we're shooting at, like I said, on the farm, finding good places to take off and land this thing is going to be a little bit more difficult than it was with my Phantom. And my last gripe, it's a minor one, but it doesn't come with an SD card. I mean, paying $3,000 for this. They couldn't throw in a $20, $30 SD card in there. I mean, really? It just doesn't make any sense in this day and age. Now, it does come with, like I said, 8 gigabytes of onboard storage, but 8 gigabytes, that's only going to get you about 10 minutes worth of footage, and just me testing out the drone on one flight, we used all that up. So I do like the onboard storage, but I mean, come on, DJI, put a SD card in there. They don't cost that much. But overall, I love this drone so far. Only got one flight time, very limited experience with it, but I like what I see, and I think it's going to be a very good drone for us for a long time, as long as I don't get stupid and crash it, which I've done with my other drones. I'm hard on my equipment. I use it. But overall, if you're looking for, really good video, a well-made product, I think this is definitely a good drone to go with. There's definitely a lot cheaper options out there, but I mean, if you want quality, you gotta pay for it, and I think that's what we've got right here in this product. So anyway, hopefully this. I know this drone was just released, so there's not a lot of stuff out there about the Mavic 3, but hopefully after watching this, you got a little bit better idea of what you're actually getting and what you can expect from the performance of it, and hopefully it'll aid you in your buying decision. So I know this is a little bit different video than what we normally put out. Normally it's just agricultural farming videos, so if that kind of stuff interests you, be sure to check out our other videos on the channel. Again, I can't recommend Farm Space enough for the quality of service that they give me. When I crashed my last drone, the Phantom 4 V2O, I talked with them about my options, and they said that the Mavic 3 would do everything I needed to do, and it was being released in about a month, so they thought that was my best option, and they got in touch with their supplier, and as soon as this drone was released, they had one shipped out. Coming our way, as you saw, they actually drove out to my shop and helped me get it set up, kind of explained a few things about it, and they've always been real great on any kind of service that I needed or any kind of technical expertise that I've needed with my drone. So again, go to their website. If I can remember, I'll put a link down in the description. Be sure to go and check them out. And if you're anywhere in and around West Tennessee and you're wanting a drone, rather than just buying it online and trying to figure all this stuff out yourself, I highly recommend you go with them. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.